Hi, Dennis Weiss for Eagle Communications. Welcome to our town. I have Allison Blake, and we are at the Chamber of Commerce because you're the Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce. We found a beautiful picture of longhorns that used to be out in your lobby, and now it's hanging behind us to put a little something Abilene in the picture. Good morning.
Absolutely. Good morning, Dennis. How are you today?
Oh, I'm terrific. So I enjoyed the annual meeting that just concluded out at the Eisenhower Courtyard the other evening. What a nice event, full house.
I appreciate that. Yes, it was another sold-out event. We were very excited. Had a few last-minute cancellations due to, illness and things like that. But for the most part,
influenza gets a vote, don't they?
And they certainly do. Yeah. They certainly do. We need to maybe reconsider the season that we have our banquet in. Between weather and illness, it can be a challenge some days. But
so one of the topics, and I have my signifying outfit on today, and here's why. When I sent that email out in January to all the Abilene area groups that I knew had great expectations for 2019.
Sure.
I've tried to kind of standardize on what people see me in for this interview. So the picture's great that we have found on the wall. Shot here with Julie Roller, CVB, who is your building partner and your community partner.
Absolutely.
And all good things that go on here. And we had a lovely backdrop behind us at the time of all the things in Abilene. But and Dawn told me at the library in an email after I said this to Julie on camera last week, no, I would not loan you a uniform and an M1 Grand from the library. Because that's the other iconic view. Well, Abilene's a cowboy town, so fortunately for me, I have lots of cowboy stuff to wear.
Absolutely.
So that explains my fancy Chisholm Trail neck scarf I have on this morning.
Well, if you'd have sent me the memo, I could have dressed accordingly. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm
that's
not
all right.
much on memos, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, the Chamber of Commerce is all about business, has been a long time, but business can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. And I think we saw that with that 150 people at your annual conference. There were people from every walk of life in there. Absolutely,
and I think it was a good time to kind of get people re-engaged in what Abilene's doing. I heard some really positive comments from the audience on the award winners that the committee selected this year on our, we do the annual awards for Business of the Year and the Agricultural Business of the Year, and heard some really positive comments on that, and heard some feedback from the entities that won, Land Pride and Prairie Land out there for the agricultural, about how they want to get more involved with the chamber. So I thought that was exciting.
So your volunteer of the year was who?
Volunteer of the year was actually the Abilene and Smoky Valley Railroad.
Okay.
And kind of a group of gentlemen that brought the Alco diesel engine up from southeast Kansas. So that was
an interesting conglomeration of original careers, but all focused on something that is fun for them. And you're going to talk about a fun thing here in a minute, but it's fun for them working on that old train and working on the railroad. But it's really a critical piece of the economic community here and the business community here in Abilene. That tourism piece is a real draw for people who spend money in Abilene.
Absolutely. It drives traffic here, and those people, they come to see the train or any of our other tourist attractions, and they stay and spend money in our other businesses. So very important piece.
So what I was fishing for was, and I can't think of her name, the other award winner you had.
The Quiet Hero.
Quiet Hero.
Yes, retired teacher Delphine Holston.
So I'm going to tell you something I'll bet you don't know. She's a stone cold killer when it comes to trivia.
No kidding.
Oh, yes.
No kidding.
Elizabeth, with the Rotary Club, they put a trivia team together for trivia night at Ike's, and so I went with Elizabeth a number of weeks to go do trivia at Ike's, and Delphine, she is just boy, she's good, really good. So not only is she a quiet hero, if you ever want to win a trivia contest, you need her on your team.
That's good to know. That's good to know. She did mention that she wasn't exactly a quiet hero too, but she's certainly seemed to offer a lot to the community, so we were excited.
Thousands and thousands of hours of doing good things for other people on her time.
Yes, absolutely. Others could certainly learn from her. So, yeah.
All right. So the topic's all about great things in 2019. You have a lot of things that you work on behalf of your member businesses, and frankly, other people who aren't members still get the positive effects of what the Chamber does here in town. So tell us about 2019 plans.
So 2019, we're continuing our popular Business After Hours program, of course.
Okay.
We're already scheduled out about 6 months in advance on that, so that continues to be one of our best attended networking events.
Right.
And our next one's actually at Abilene Place on March 14th at 5 p.m. They do a nice St. Patrick's Day themed event, so that should be a lot of fun. And then, of course, we've got, we're focusing more on the area part of our chamber this year. We are the Abilene Area Chamber of Commerce, and so we've gotten quite a few new members in Chapman. And so we'll be having a ribbon cutting for one of the newest Chapman businesses on Tuesday, March 19th at 5 p.m. For DK Sports and Fitness. If you haven't been out there to Chapman yet, it is a really massive building and undertaking that they've gone.
Eagle has been out there. They're one of our newest customers.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Yeah, and another exciting bit in there is Abilene Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab. They've expanded, opened up a second location in there, and so we're super excited for them about that. And just, you know, wanting to partner more with those other communities here in the county and help them promote commerce in their areas as well.
So I was thinking as I got ready this morning about this and some things we could talk about, and I did 2 terms as a chamber director and then president and past president, so I think 7 or 8 years total, right? I kind of miss it. Frankly, because
we may have an opening.
Oh, I don't know if I miss it that much. The time that people give to the chamber at the board of directors is a big thing.
Oh, absolutely.
But it is so vital that we have a group that represents business.
Absolutely.
In Abilene. You know, people look at chambers, and maybe if you're not intimately involved, you just think, oh, it's another social club. Well, it's not. It really is an advocacy club for business, and the club is made up of business people and business interests who pay money to join.
Absolutely.
Through dues, member dues, and we go out and do great things for our local town. So as I look back through those years and thinking about things to ask you, you know, the easy part, we're setting in the depot. I mean, it's historic train depot. Same place I interviewed Julie Roller. Why? Because you both office here.
Yes.
And it's because of a partnership that's existed here in Abilene for a long time now, and that is that we work together to make good things happen.
We do, and I value that partnership with Julie and the CVB so much, because tourism is a big part of business in Abilene. And without that, you know, we probably wouldn't be the town that we are today. And so we always like to support each other wherever we can, and you know, each entity is vital to the community, and we each boost each other up. So it's very handy to be in the same office as well. It confuses people occasionally, but
that's okay.
But for the most part, for us, it works very, very well. So I'm happy to have that partnership.
Us people, most of us are confused before we get here.
Sure.
That's why we're coming here.
Fair enough.
Really, no joke in this part. The first part was joke, but this isn't. You know, when somebody knocks on your door, they're generally looking for information.
Absolutely.
They're looking to have a question answered, and that's partly what you're here to do, is to be the source of information about business. And Julie's here to be the source of business about our community for tourism and visitors to our community. The interesting thing is in Abilene, how closely that aligns between those two organizations. Got 185,000 people a year coming to the Eisenhower Presidential Library. That's a huge opportunity for local business.
You're absolutely right, and that is definitely something that we want to focus on more moving forward as well, is keeping the chamber a place that people can go for information, and increasing the amount of information that we have, be it things to help businesses directly, or if it's helping individuals that are considering relocating to Abilene or who have just moved here, you know, kind of get that welcome packet out to them and let them know all that Abilene has to offer, either before they get here or once they're already here. So that's something that our Public Relations Committee is working on, expanding that part of our services so that we've got even more to offer.
So I didn't think about asking you this, but it just popped into my head. As I look at your board from the people who attend and also just, you know, the list you send out in emails and things, you have a young board. You have a lot of young business leaders in Abilene on your board.
We do.
To me, that's a very encouraging thing.
It is. It's very encouraging, you know, particularly because our median age is maybe a little bit older than other towns of our size, and so I think it's exciting that our board of directors is made up of some of the younger. In fact, we were talking yesterday, I'm actually involved with Leadership Dickinson County this year.
Okay.
And we were talking yesterday that, you know, before I moved here from Wichita, the young leader cutoff was kind of 40. And we were all excited to realize that here it's quite a bit older, you know. Yeah. Our young leaders are, you know, 60 and under. So I feel like I gained another 20 years after I came to Abilene.
That's good, that's good. So 2019, you told us about the After Hours program, which is a really vital piece of networking in Abilene, Kansas, because it's well done. I mean, lots of places do after hours, but not every place does them well. And this is a great place to go talk to people. At a business after hours event, you can be assured of fairly good attendance to great attendance.
Yes.
You can see people, you can talk to people, you can learn about the place you're in that day. But the most important thing, you can ask the other fellow or lady standing across from you, how's business today? And that's that networking that's vital.
That's absolutely right. And we like to keep those events open to the public. In other chamber organizations, sometimes they're limited to chamber members only, but here in Abilene, we're a small community, we're tight-knit, and we like to keep those you know, networking opportunities in particular open to everyone, because it benefits the businesses and it benefits the people that are attending, and you just get a better picture of all Abilene has to offer and what our community really does for one another.
So I'm going to set you up for your fun event about business that you had posted on your office before I came in, but here's how I'm going to do it.
Okay.
With your business after hours. It is not hard in any place in the world, and certainly we're no exception to that, to find all the negative stories and conversation you can ever hope to hear. Right? It's not hard to find negative things. They're everywhere. It's almost the natural state of things, is to think and to say negative. To overcome that is a deliberate act. And as you walk into a business after hours, for me, what I always appreciated is you're guaranteed to be walking into a business who has good things to say, or they wouldn't have hosted an after hours. And you're going to run into other people who are telling you that they have enough free time to come, and they're invested in Abilene enough to come. And generally, you come out of those business after hours with a much rosier view of the business climate of our communities than you walked in with.
That's an excellent point.
And I think positivity is a great thing to foster. And you have an event plan that looks like to me could be a really fun thing to do. Tell us about it.
That's right. So Kyle Becker had actually encountered this individual at a conference he had gone to.
Okay.
And the gentleman's name is Paul Long. He's a motivational speaker, and he puts on a presentation called Fundomism, Connecting the Workplace and Life Through Fun.
And
so
I'll
it's a
get
huge.
Dave to shoot that. Fun.
Should have brought the big poster.
Oh,
but
he'll
look
take
all
a
over
picture
town.
of it.
They're all over the place.
We'll send him a JPEG and he'll put it up. But fun
you know,
is the first word.
One of the things that we want to do as the Chamber this year is really increase our educational opportunities. And we want to keep them inexpensive and engaging. You know, we can roll out some stuffy programs, but if it doesn't keep the public engaged, then it's not really benefiting anyone.
Sure.
So he has just done, we've got a video on our website and on the Facebook event page, so you can check that out. But he's just a very high energetic, bow tie wearing, you know, tell you how to re-engage your staff and get your
okay, Wednesday, March the 27th.
Wednesday, March 27th at 5:30.
We'll get Dave to type this in here on the bottom so people can read it.
Perfect.
But it's the middle of the week, 5:30, which is the perfect time right? You can get done with your work time. You can come, you can enjoy Abilene High School Auditorium, 800 of the best seats anywhere you ever wanted
beautiful
to sit
facility,
in.
beautiful
So
facility.
there is no way to run out of room.
Right.
There's no way not to be heard. Excellent audio system.
Yes.
You can see everything. We're taking advantage of an asset the taxpayers built for us.
Absolutely.
Which is terrific.
We're also taking this opportunity to give a little bit back to the teachers and some of the students there.
Okay.
Mr. Long's actually coming in earlier in the day.
Oh, really?
And going to give a presentation to the teachers and the students free of charge. So.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah. We wanted to be able to give a little something back as well.
Well, so we talked about your young board and how that's good and how that's kind of different. The real group of people that an investment in lifting their outlook about us and our community that makes a difference like none other is the people he's going to be speaking to for free.
Absolutely.
And that is the young people sitting in Abilene High.
Yeah, and that's one of the conversations that I've been having with some of the other organizations in town lately is how do we engage our young people at an early age, even maybe starting in junior high and of course in high school, to show them all that Abilene has to offer, and if they do go away to college, show them what's here for them so that they come back. We're working with OCCK and the Dickinson County Economic Development Corporation to do a job fair in June with and inviting several large employers around town. Eagle might want to participate in that.
Okay, that'd be terrific.
It'll be free for the employers, and we'll do some marketing on that and get some unique candidates in, because we know that right now, as Land Pride said during their Distinguished Business Acceptance speech at our banquet, finding good employees is one of most businesses across the country really's biggest challenge right now.
And they're not looking for 2 or 20, they're looking for 200.
Exactly. And so we need to, engage our youth a little younger and show them all that Abilene has to offer and breathe that positivity into them.
Right. I've always believed that young people do not have a prejudice that makes them want to leave their community that they grew up in. I think it's far more based on lack of opportunity or perceived lack of opportunity. Lack of opportunity is a long-term thing. A perception of lack of opportunity can be solved with things like you're doing, just changing the fact set in front of them, changing their view of what the opportunity is. I doubt there's very many communities of 6,500 that have the positive things setting in front of them that Abilene does in 2019.
Absolutely.
I don't know too many towns in Kansas that are about to expand in 200 to 250 high-quality manufacturing jobs with a very secure company. I don't think too many people are going to have that opportunity in 2019. And all the other things around it, housing, just commerce that flows from employees being there. We have choices here in Abilene.
Absolutely. And I mean, we talk about housing being a little bit of a challenge, but really overall our cost of living is just extremely reasonable, especially when you compare it to other parts of the country. And so, and like you said, the opportunities, my other half works for Land Pride and has for about 5 years now, and we couldn't have moved to Wichita and had him have the same opportunity for the same amount of money that he makes and the same benefits. And I think that's very important and something that we really need to sing our praises about.
And housing, if we look at it as a struggle, that could be a problem. The flip side's automatically true. What an opportunity.
Absolutely.
For our community. We have lots of developers here. We have lots of people who build houses here.
We have land
lots of
surrounding
land available to do this on.
Yeah.
We're not blocked in any way from providing housing. We have a strong community banks that are interested in local mortgages. We have that are interested in local business, that are looking at financing projects that work. There is nothing in the mix of things that we need for housing that does not exist in Abilene, Kansas.
No, you're absolutely right. We have opportunity galore, and it's just a question of, and I think the momentum's already here. People are moving things in the right direction to make those things happen and create more housing opportunities for us, and we've got lots of beautiful houses here in town for sale, or that
And there always are. They circle, they cycle.
Yeah.
As we age up and out,
exactly.
There's an opportunity
But
for
things
young
are
people.
selling, and the market's good, and it's exciting to see all the positive changes that we've got going.
So
our way.
entrepreneurism, we have 2 minutes, and I just asked a long question, so we'll have to find a short answer. I know that entrepreneurial business has always been a focus of the Abilene Chamber of Commerce. We have always tried to do things that helped entrepreneurs move forward, and other organizations are doing it. I think of the presentation you have on Wednesday, March 27th, to a person who's facing that being a new business owner. The first thing they need to help remove probably is overwhelming fear of being a new business owner.
Yes.
And having a perspective of fundaism, the fundamental part of business is that you should enjoy what you do. And I think entrepreneurs are the best example of that. I know the Chamber's always been an encourager of that.
Absolutely. We love to see someone take something that they love and turn it into a career that others can enjoy as well. I've always been very impressed with the number of independent businesses that we have here in Abilene that have thrived and been in existence for a long period of time, and they just, we do have the community support, we have the tourism that, comes to visit those businesses specifically, and, it's a really exciting time. We've got so many more opportunities for entrepreneurs to thrive here that
2019 is going to be a great year for us. It's
Yes.
going to be great for the Chamber of Commerce, it's going to be great for the community of Abilene, and it's going to be great for the area around Abilene. So the Abilene Area Chamber of Commerce is going to have a great year, aren't you?
That's right.
Okay.
We sure are.
All right, I'm sure we're out of time. Allison, thanks for first being on camera, second of all letting us redecorate the room with pictures
Absolutely.
from the lobby. I'll put it back.
Well, they just did a beautiful job of redecorating this room, and Julie hasn't quite had time to put up the artwork yet, so I think that was a great improv.
There we go. Okay. Thanks.
So,
I'll see you next time,
Thanks,
I'm sure.
Dennis. Appreciate it.
I'm Dennis Weiss, Eagle Communications. We're at the Chamber of Commerce, the Abilene Area Chamber of Commerce. Allison Blake, Executive Director. Have a great day.